Ba, ba, ba. Bum, bum, ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. What up, peoples? Hey, Papa. What up, Woodchucker? How you doing, buddy? Justin, you like take it easy? All right, Grass. Have a good one, man. Appreciate you, buddy. All right. So you'll notice, Woodshop Ghost. Hey, addicts. You'll notice that I've not done any of this stuff. My day yesterday was spent doing other things. What up, Runic? Let's see. We're gonna have to put you guys over here for the moment. I need to move that. Move you guys kind of back there, I think. So somebody's got to say the Chaos Twins 3 times while they're looking in a mirror. Let's see what they're up to. All right. So this is our black walnut for the flag case. We are going to worry about this later. Tonight we are going to have a short one. Okay. It's going to be 8:30 because we've been running late for a while here. I want to get back into this routine where we calm down. All right. Looks like your flag case. It does. It does look suspiciously like your flag case, addicts. Not you. The splitting firewood. Hell yeah, Chucker. Hell yeah. So I hope everybody had a good Tuesday and a good Monday. Hope you all have a good tomorrow. All right. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna tear this stuff apart. What's up, Adrian? How you doing, man? I'm gonna tear this stuff down, and you guys are just gonna kind of hang out here for a minute. All right. I'll still be able to see the chat because I got it on the TV back there. All I have to do is actually look at it. Oh, you know what? I wonder if this is set to all messages. Can I? Oh, goodness, excuse me. How do I change the TV to all messages? Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter. Getting all fancy. Hell yeah, getting fancy. Wait till I get the shop computer out here and start hooking up some other cameras, learn how to use OBS. We're going to be full-time fancy. Then, I guess, I have to start putting some effort into this whole channel thing. Wow, we fucking did those right fast, didn't we? If I don't put some effort into this, I'm not going to get anything out of it. And I'd really kind of like to get something out of it. Right? I mean, I enjoy this, what we have now, but... Pop out the chat and drag the window bigger. I'm just on the TV. Like it's literally just on a YouTube app on the TV. So I don't know that I can do anything up there. Oh, I haven't played with it. I guess that painter's tape did its job. APC to do that? Yeah, that's fine. I figured as much. I just wanted the TV back here for now so that it does make it a little easier for me to read chat instead of having to walk over there all the time. Whether it says, all the comments or not. Ooh. I definitely should have glued those or should have whacked those and glue all up on there. This one pulled. No, this one actually pulled wood with it. Not a lot. Right? Nothing that really ultimately is going to hurt me. But these definitely need some. I'm going to have to spend a day doing some cleanup. We'll probably do that right before I start the Chef Island build. Get these all cleaned up, get everything, all the clamps cleaned up, and everything kind of semi looking professional. If only I had someone to read the chat to me, right, Papa? But here's the thing. I know somebody that would be willing to come over, but I'm pretty sure that you'll just be looking at one of their faces the entire time. You won't even know that I exist. Other than you'll hear me make a noise back here somewhere. They both say that they wouldn't do that, but let's be honest. Ooh, there's a little bit of glue in there still. I mean, it's not wet, but it's like putty. It's where it had really balled up on top of two pieces that are different height. I don't know where them Chaos Twins are, but apparently nobody said their name into a mirror. Feed you muffins and biscuits while you work? You really think that would happen, Baba? You know what I didn't get? I didn't get penguins. Okay? You know how disappointed I am that I didn't get penguins? Now, Steph is going to come in here and say it's my fault because I didn't take the jar over. And I'm going to say that she's full of it. She never reminded me to take the jar over. Sorry. Should have known better. Pop in here any moment. Start giving us crap. That's what they do. I'm in here. Take over the channel. Wax helps that release better. Also, so does painter's tape. Wax will also help. Like, you can see the sides of this have been waxed because the glue will kind of peel right off. I did not, however, wax the bottom. I didn't think I needed to. The glue on the side will peel right off for the most part. But we'll probably do our weekend stream probably be a long stream. We'll get things finished up, and then we'll spend some time hanging out, chatting. What's up, Blue? No penguins. I'd go on strike. Right? Right? I should go on strike. Ooh, that's actually wet in there. It's dry on the side. It's like a little pocket. So I had a really good seal there. All right. That's done. Let's get these clamps out of the way. So all we're really going to do is I'm going to get these boards cleaned up. We might run them through the planer. Maybe. We'll see how things work out. But like I said, I want to do. Hey, yes, man. Go away. Hey, June, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. I don't know where my trash bag is. Here it is. I used to have a trash can. Actually, I have 3 of them in here. And you know what got put in that trash can? Random shit. Like that one's got electrical stuff in it. That one's got wood chips in it. The other one is back over there. And I'm pretty sure it's got random shit in it. What up, Mike? How you doing, buddy? So, what I need to do is I need to clamp this junk down so that I can scrape it and then flip it and scrape it. I need to scrape these before I run it through my planer because believe it or not, this glue will fuck up some blades. All right. Hey, Rick, how you doing? Hey, Wes, how you doing, buddy? Hey, Soldier, appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. Good, man. All right. Good. Let's see if I missed anything between this and the chat. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. I'm promoting good chats. Okay. All right. Yes, man. Go ahead and promote good chats, buddy. All right. Doesn't look so. It looks like that is on all messages just by default. What is great. I agree. What is awesome. All right. Shoo. What we're going to do is we're going to grab one of these foamy pads. We're going to put this down on the table. Probably flip it over this way. And then I'm going to, I should probably do it this way, huh? So scraping that side is pretty much going to be pointless since I'm going to plane that down quite a bit. That'll be the last one that I plane. So we'll clamp it down here. We'll clamp it to the side. And then I'll scrape this. Then I'll flip it, scrape it. Just to knock off the high spots of glue. Yeah, that's Grandpa's old shotty. Decommissioned. I had the pin clipped. Calm the fuck down, YouTube. I didn't touch it. It looks like a good can on it. Yeah, that's my shotgun and a beer. I haven't done that in a while. For the record, if you do this, make sure you are over the thickness or scraping with the grain because you will have pullout. I wouldn't bother that beer. Mockler misers? I have no idea what that is. This is one of my processes that I just don't mind. Like these pieces right here are all perfectly even. Just so for a tiny little bit right here. The rest of these are nice and even. But right back to grading, hell yeah. Wood type is hard to work with. I find things like hickory, any of the really hard woods, to be kind of annoying to work with. But they're not hard to work with per se. I mean, wood is wood. But the harder it is, the more abusive it is to your tools. I can tell you, every time I work with hickory, I end up getting a splinter somewhere. That's probably good enough. There's a little bit of glue there from the crossbar, but I'm not overly concerned about that. Hickory will definitely test your skills. What's up, Brian? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for popping in, guys. I really appreciate it. Like I say, we're not doing too much tonight, but we do want to get these cleaned up. Making a cutting board? Yes, sir. This is a kind of a tester cutting board, a prototype, if you will. It's a lot smaller than I normally make it. But I had the cherry already pre-cut from other boards that I had made. So we're going to make it a little thinner and a little smaller than this one, which is my standard size cutting board. Oh, slipping on that like button. Right, Wes? I'm telling you, these kids these days. What new projects you got going on here, Wes? Haven't seen a notification from you in a little while, other than like shorts. Haven't seen a live notification in a while. If you guys aren't aware, typically what I do when I plane these is I will pick the side that is the most stable. And yes, man, I do own a laser engraver. 8 lives this week? God dang. How did I not see a single one? Not one notification for a live stream. How can YouTube be slipping? I didn't get a notification for Suzanne, Rhinestone Suzanne. She was Rhinestone Susan. I don't know how to pronounce her name. She did a live stream. I managed to pop in there for a little bit, but I didn't have a notification about it. During the day, it's kind of hard for me to keep tabs, though. Hey, thank you, soldier. I appreciate that, buddy. Yes, Brian does do a live stream every evening, 10 p.m. or every Wednesday evening. Excuse me. Hey, Wes, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Where's that my wife left me? Yeah, that'll free up some time for sure. Anyway, so what I do is I go through here and I knock off all the heavy bits of glue. If I can't, like these boards are a little uneven. I get off all the heavy stuff that I can. And that way it's a little less abusive on my planer blades. So, believe it or not, wood glue is kind of hard. I do appreciate you guys doing the memberships. When it notifies you, yeah, getting notifications like push notifications seems to be super random. All right, so we got that one scraped. We should probably scrape that side too. Get rid of this high bit. We're gonna have a ton down in here, but we're not overly concerned about that. Whether you get back up, yep. Listen, if everybody gave up because they had a bad day or whatever, bad experience doing whatever, none of us would be where we are right now. Regardless of what people tell you, there's nobody out there that has had nothing but 100% success in everything they've done right off the bat. Not even your favorite YouTubers with their billion-dollar yachts or whatever the hell they try to say they have. Because everybody fails, has a bad day, does something some point. Somebody who says they've never failed before has never done anything worth doing. I'm a firm believer in that. If all you do is succeed every time, you're never going to get better at what you do. So you find the good stuff faster, right? See, that's exactly it. It's not failure if you're learning. You just learned a way to not do it. So it appears to be success. Do I need more than one? Yeah, I need one down here so it stops getting cattywampus. I sense them. Yeah. Starting to feel a disturbance in the force. Ah, fuck, there they are. Everybody but Steph. Steph did have wild success the first time she made those rolls. She also never made any after that. I mean, she nailed it, so she said, "Why should I do it?" Chaos up, right? Ow! Right in the tip of my pinky. All right, let's scrape the other one. I think we'll have time to send these through the planer. Though I got to be honest, I kind of want to wait till I get my bag. Did you try Oakwood ice cream? There's a guy who did that. He's making I think he's the guy that's making a map of the states out of their state wood. And I believe he made Oakwood ice cream and pine ice cream and black walnut ice cream, which, based on the amount of dust that I taste every time I have a open beverage, and I'm doing black walnut anything, I would not recommend. Let's come and request a song somewhere else. No quitter. Fresh Wes is back, baby. Hell yeah, Wes. An old block playing. Yeah. But, you know what also works? Is this scraper right here with a carbide blade on it that I don't ever have to sharpen. I just throw it away, and for $4, I can go buy a whole new one. Like a whole new scraper. It's weird. The blades are like $7, but the whole scraper is like $4. Jugger, I got no idea. I mean, he is braver than me, though. Could you imagine being the first person to be like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna eat black walnut ice cream or black walnut tea or whatever. I'm a big fan of Lazy, if you guys haven't noticed. Hey, Miss June, have a good night. I think you're Miss June. Jesus. I'm terrible at this. I guess wood can taste good. Giggity. Hey, Bex. We knew Chaos 1 wouldn't be in here for long without Chaos 2 popping in. Oh, with the wood fibers in it. Your butt's connected? All right. I mean, that's fair. Can't ever fault somebody for eating good food. You guys want to know what our Snapchat was about earlier? I'll happily tell you. These two ladies were complaining. They had the nerve to complain that their kitchens have changed to more ingredients and less packaged stuff. Yeah, the Chaos Twins and I, we have a Snapchat group. And they had the nerve to complain that their kitchens were more ingredients based than package based. Said, you know what? You're welcome. You're welcome for improving your lifestyle and mine, because somebody's got to eat all this homemade food. I'm okay with it. I will suffer to help you out. Food only ingredients. Hey, now I can see how this would be annoying if you got a hankering for like a brownie or something sweet, and all you have is the ingredients to make that something sweet. By the time you make it, you might not want it anymore. But maybe a brownie was a bad example, because I have never not wanted a brownie. You understand what I mean, no? Is Runic leaving already? Oh, shit. I'm just over here tapping the screen. All right, Runic, have a good one, buddy. Race 3, awesome cooks. See? There you go, soldier. I want a brownie. You're welcome, Robert. You're welcome. Also, now I want a brownie. Chaos Twins. I know one of you's got the ingredients to make brownies. I'm just saying. Will work for food. Okay. Maybe I'll make them tomorrow. They don't take any wooden nickels. I knew somebody could make brownies. Some chocolate chip. You know, I just couldn't believe they had the nerve to complain. How do you know a dad joke? It's apparent. They don't add up. Hey, Razza, Maddie, whatever you prefer to go by. Good. Go by Chimichanga for all I care. Welcome in. Appreciate you. Also, now I kind of want to make a channel that's Chimichanga. You need like 12 different seasoning. It's safe for sore eyes. Thought you were grading things. Is that what you're doing? Are you grading dad jokes? What kind of teacher are you? Are you done? With the grading or with the dad jokes? Because, I mean, dad jokes are kind of where it's at. Let's be honest. Anyone who says they don't like dad jokes is lying. They're just mad they didn't get to make the joke. Full-time substitute? Dad jokes champ? Hell yeah. So we've got 3 teachers in here at least. Make a kid's eyes roll audibly. Hey Tommy, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for coming in, man. What was up with the deep conversation the other night? Sometimes we have those. That's kind of the beauty of the have a drink and just shoot the breeze chats, is we can talk about anything. Wherever you guys lead the chat, within reason, is where we'll go. Must have missed that. We covered a wide gambit of things. All right, I think it'll be okay. Yeah, you have that everywhere though, T-Bone. But I think in general, the conversation went much like a conversation should. Right? There wasn't a whole bunch of upset people, or at least if they were upset about it quietly. But when you're talking about those sorts of things, people tend to, my way is right and your way is wrong because I said it is. And I think that's where the problem is. Yeah, I think it was pretty good. Like, it wasn't a chat to, change anyone's mind. Just talking. But the after woodworking chat, that's kind of the point of it, because I mean, I can only talk about wood for so long, right? You guys only care so much. How many times can I tell you that my favorite wood is cherry? I think having a place to vent a little bit, not necessarily vent was the wrong word, but discuss things, current events, whatever. As long as we're doing it respectfully, I don't mind it. Now, I would, however, prefer that stuff happens after the woodworking, right? What was it about? We covered a bunch of stuff. There was a bunch of religion. There was some politics. There was a little bit of everything in there. But to everyone's credit, they did keep it very non-sided, right? It wasn't like there was nobody in there jumping up and down because I believe this, and if you don't, then you're the devil or anything like that. At least not that I noticed. If there was, the mods took care of it pretty quickly, or there was a conversation or a comment that I just ignored altogether. But I think having a place to discuss things as rational human beings is good for us. Except pineapple on pizza. Listen. I've eaten pineapple on pizza. I like that taste of sweet to go with my spice, right? Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes. In fact, my local Little Caesars used to make. I had my own pizza there. They had it on the menu for a little while. It was a $20 pizza, and it had every topping on it and extra cheese. They had to bake it twice. It was fucking delicious. Doesn't belong. Listen, when you got a taste of jalapeno and a taste of pineapple in the same bite, the spicy and sweet. Oh, now would I just put pineapple on my pizza with no other toppings? No, absolutely not. That's weird. There's got to be a combo there that makes it worthwhile. Like ham. Put ham on a pizza? I could probably put some pineapple on it. Pineapple on pizza. You know what I've always wondered? There's so many pineapple on pizza haters out there, and yet pineapple is one of the toppings that's available in almost every pizza place. So somebody is eating the hell out of it. It's so heavy. Yeah, that was the thing about my Little Caesars special pizza was you had better be hungry or have some friends. Excuse me. That'll be the next argument. Where nobody cares about politics or religion or anything anymore. I mean, can you believe that rat bastard eats pineapple on his pizza sometimes? Be one of the questions they ask, like presidential candidates. Have you ever had pineapple on your pizza? So anybody who's just popping in here, if you don't know, I'm just scraping the glue off this board so that I don't abuse my planer blades too much when I send it through the planer. And then I send it through, get one side cut so that it becomes stable, and then I flip it over, send the other side through, and we base it off of that stable side. For flatness, I'll shim it if I have to, but I usually don't have to. And dang, that's a clump of glue right there. Ah! It's right on the edge. Top 5 for health code violations. Listen, Papa, probably, but when they're going to give me a big ass pizza for $5 and they're going to give it to me right now, I don't really care. Yeah, T-Bone, I enjoyed that chat. It was really nice. It's nice being an adult once in a while. You know, have an adult discussion. There was one guy that was kind of annoying, but he kept the chat going. Kind of kept everybody engaged. What up, DJ? Listen, I know that if I walk into a place and it is spotlessly clean, I'm probably going to have some of the nastiest food. It's either going to be the grossest or the best. But I know that if I walk into a place that is less than perfect, there may be some health code violations, but that food is going to be fucking amazing. Oh, we weren't the annoying one? Nah, not last night. We'll let you be tonight for that if you like. Yeah, I confused TJ with somebody else last night. Or the other night. With a coworker. His name is, but no, if that's who you think, no, it's not T-Bone, it's T-Dog. That's the other one that was the one I confused you for. That's the coworker. I mean, he's probably in here now, to be honest. Just creeping. Because he's kind of a creeper. Oh! Well, creepy crawlies, I generally draw the line too. Fucking T-Bone. Last night, so what night was I annoying? We're going to give you tonight if you want. We'll have a rotating schedule of annoyance. Be like, no, you don't get to be annoying today. It's not your turn. You got to wait till the 3rd of next month to be annoying. Not busy and greasy? Yeah, not busy. There are limits. Twins might have a problem with that. Yeah, they're going to be. If they were allowed to be annoying just one day, they would be. Whew, they'd be boiling over. Harbor Freight clamps? Yes, sir. The only issue I have with. Excuse me, goodness, got the hiccups. I have a big one here somewhere. I had a big one here somewhere. There it is. The only issue I have with them is the bigger ones, the bar bends, right? So if you're way out and you're clamping down pretty tight, you get this U-shaped bar. So you've got to put something. If this is going to touch your wood project, you got to put something in there, piece of tape, something, because this steel bar will stain. I think every day to do it. Yep. We are well aware. If you guys were on a schedule of annoying, you would explode. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You'd explode. I've got some 6-foot pipe clamps over here. With 3/4 inch pipe, 1-inch pipe. Not sure what those are. Probably 3/4. All right, we're gonna run a planer for a bit. We're gonna look at how these boards turned out. Oh, hey, there's one of my clamp feet pads laying over here. Well, I guess I need a place to put it, which would be right here. So we'll put those underneath there. Put the clamps over here on a pile. Put that up there. I need to redo my black walnut shelf up there so I can, well, either redo it or move one of those other pieces of barnwood down so I have the full length. I can put smaller pieces on it. Huh. There, I found a spot where it doesn't rock. What up, Dubs? Just lost all respect. God damn it. Making brownies. I would be overwhelmed. The Bremen. Yeah, the Bremen I hear are really good. I don't have any yet, but I do want to get some. I need my wood first. Yeah. She said to buy it. Hell yeah. Get after it, Papa. Listen, if you need your wife or significant other to approve a purchase, a laser engraver is an easy sell if they like decorating. Because now you can be like, but look at all these things that I can do on my own now. We can make things that you can't buy in the store. Listen, Dubs, I maintain that a little sweet with your spice. You put some jalapeno on a pizza, throw some pineapple on there. Man, that's a good pair. Excellent pairing. Let's see, which way? Well, I don't want to put that one in that way. Well, that one doesn't rock so bad. We'll trim this one up. All right, guys. I'm gonna make a bunch of noise. You guys hang out, chat amongst yourselves. What up, Woodlot? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for popping in. That'll grow the business. Yep. So I showed her that video. Hell yeah. So she didn't change her mind. Good evening, Safety. Doing pretty good today. How are you? Oh, the cranberry orange muffins? Fucking delicious. I'd be shut down. I'd be broke. I am sure. See, that's one of the reasons. I don't know if I can put the Chaos Twins on my shipping account. I'll end up paying for shipping, overnight shipping, to half of YouTube, so they can ship off some muffins and stuff. I'll give you my phone number, Papa. You can text me anytime. I don't know everything, but I do know where a good lot of resources are, and I have experience doing it the wrong way quite a lot. All right, I'm going to make a couple passes with this, so everyone bear with me. we go. Got those planed down to size. So you notice there, most of the time I was taking small bites, like a quarter of a turn. That was mostly so that the rollers don't press it down so hard, just wanting the cutting tip to skim across it. Because if the rollers press it down, then you're just going to if you put in a warped board and you don't skim cut it, it's going to push it flat and it's going to come out warped, twisted, right? But you can help out if you skim it where the rollers are just barely touching, just enough to move the piece along. It's not perfect, but it does help. Oh yeah, soldier. Safety. I do not. Well, I've got a shop vac over here, but this is too much for it. I did just order a bag to put on that, a bag and a clear tube. The bag that I ordered has a zipper bottom, so I can dump it out. Yes, that is another reason people get sniped. Now, one of the things when you get sniped, you can do to help is if you've got a table, an infeed and outfeed table, raise the end of your table. Sometimes you'll see me come over here and lift up on the board or lift up on the table, and I'll do the same on the other side. And that's because I had snipe and I'm trying to get rid of it. So, like the bigger board that I put through, right, which is significantly thicker than this board, right? That's about, I don't know, half-inch thicker maybe. But these are the sister boards. This one's just slightly smaller. This one, when I was putting this one through and I was taking bigger cuts, I got a deep bit of snipe back here. No, back here. It was because this was the tail end. And lifting up on it got rid of that. So I have no snipe. At least if I do, it's very little. And this one, I fed this end through last. So that way, like, I don't generally get a little bit of snipe here, but this isn't the final thickness of everything. To get rid of snipe on the front, you lift up on the back. All right. It doesn't have to be much. It's just because you have two rollers and a cutting head in between. So that first roller hits, and then the wood kind of springs up until that second roller hits to push it down. So if you pick up on it, it helps prevent that. But I let this tail end go through because this is getting cut off anyway. So I didn't care if there was snipe on that. Stroking this wood. I am. I like the way it feels. And anybody who works with multi-species like this, right? Especially after you sand it, you can feel the difference in the wood, right? Like I can feel, even now, I can feel that the cherry is just a little bit lower than everything else, than the black walnut and the maple. Like I can feel where the maple is. Plus, I mean, it feels different wood. But you can definitely feel it, especially after you sand. Now this one has this weird little groove here. Probably a nick in in three of my blades. Yeah, the same as on that one. That's all right. I got new blades coming. I'm not going to waste time sharpening them anymore. I'll send them out when I have a bunch of them. I'll send them out to be sharpened. And check out the Harbor Freight dust collector. Patriot DIY did. All right, I'll look into that. So all I'm going to do for the winter is I'm going to have just a portable dust collector in here. I may, if I find one that's reasonably priced, a big stand-up one, I may pick one up if I find one on the secondhand market. But ultimately, just one of the little portable ones is all I'm going to do, because I'm just going to cannibalize it anyway. Right? It's going to be up in the ceiling, blowing the chips outside into a bin, and then pushing air back in so I can keep my heat. There you go, Woodlot. Slow down, relax, man. But look at that, 7:30. There's the sister boards. You know what's funny is I can almost nest those together. Almost stick that together. But I didn't technically violate my rule about having two boards the same, because this one is different, smaller. Where are you based at? Me? Northwest PA. Unscrew your booger hugger and smash that like button. Right? Thanks, soldier. I appreciate that. But anyway, like I said, there is the sister boards. We ran them through the planer. I don't ever do final thickness. Like, this stuff's going to sit out here, right, without a finish on it. That is when wood moves. Okay, if anybody doesn't know that, anytime you expose a new surface to the environment, that's when you get a lot of wood movement. So if you're going to cut, that's when you'll get the most wood movement, I should say. If you're going to cut things, leave them a little bigger, a little thicker. That way, if it does warp, you have something to work with. Now, things you can do to help mitigate that is don't have it sitting flat on a table like this. Put it on put some runners underneath it. Stack another piece on top with some runners. That way you get airflow through everything. It's not just this side is losing or gaining moisture. They're doing it the same. That'll help even it out. Our wood is pretty. It is pretty. I do like it. Steph has this tiny little piece of ambrosia. There's a little hint in there. Bex's board has a bunch of green cherry on that side because that was the outer edge of the boards. So that's obviously going to be the top. That'll be the bottom. I'll engrave something on it. One of the reasons that I prefer to use cherry for the majority of my boards is A, it's easy to work with. B, it colors really nice. But when I engrave, I can engrave on the cherry much better than I can engrave on maple and black walnut. All right, so I can put something here and have it engraved very nicely. What up, Devil Dog? Holy shit, I haven't seen you in a bit, man. How you doing? Getting ready for 250th? That's not yet, right? That's what, this month? Later this month? Where is my beverage? Over here, and it only has a little bit of sawdust in the top of it. I knew it was soon. We are now educated. Yeah. Now, my boards have feet on one side. My boards are one-sided. When I make a butcher block style board, it's one-sided. And I do that. You'll see as I do it. I'll probably do it on Thursday when we cut it down to size. And if it doesn't twist and we don't need to run it through the planer again, I won't. They'll just be this thick. But I like to give myself a little extra just in case. But what I do is I go down, about the middle, and I put a 45-degree cut on it, and then I put feet on the bottom. Right? It's a one-sided board. Don't ever engrave on the face because that engraving is going to sit lower than the wood. Okay? So what that is going to do is allow a spot that shit's going to get stuck into, and you're never going to clean that out. Whatever you engrave, there's going to be something stuck in there. Don't engrave on the face of it. I know people do it, and I don't understand why. Like, if you're never going to use the board, fine, I understand that. But if you're going to engrave in the face of it, and somebody cuts, I don't know, chicken on it, raw chicken, now they've got this section with exposed end grain because that engraved deeper, and they're never going to be able to clean that out proper. Also, any like dough and stuff is going to get stuck in there. And because I know somebody's going to ask, what about filling it? Can you tell me a paint that is non-toxic that you can put in here, and when you're cutting on it, it's not going to chip, it's not going to crack, you're not going to end up with pieces of it in your food? I mean, we live in a day and age where people are worried about plastics, and epoxy is a plastic. So put your logo on the side like an adult? No. Yeah, if it's never gonna be used, you can engrave all you want. Epoxy is plastic. Epoxy will chip. Epoxy will peel. When you use your board and you got a big epoxied thing in it, and you cut on it, what are you doing? You're cutting the board. No. Any inlay is gonna, I mean, you can use like a wood inlay, sure. Yeah, I only ever use mineral oil and pure beeswax. That is my board butter. It's the only maintenance required for my boards. Wash it, not in the dishwasher, and don't submerge it in water. Wash it, dry it, let it dry somewhere where it's not going to get all twisted and warped, and then reapply a finish. They do platinum inlays. Don't use radial wood. You're gonna have to be a little more specific there. I'm not familiar with the term radial wood. So, anyway, this is exactly why I have one-sided cutting boards. Is I can do whatever people want here. They can use the board. They want to display it, flip it up. This side's all got cuts and stuff in it. Whatever. That's the pretty side. The pretty engraving or whatever on it. There. You've got the best of both worlds. You don't have to worry about it because nothing on this side is going to affect your food. Flip it down. Use it. Clean it. Put it back up. I use end grain. Yeah, it's too much work. I do edge grain. Edge grain. There is no statistical evidence that edge grain, face grain, end grain are any better. The logic is wood is a bunch of straws. So when you cut, you're cutting into the straws on end grain, and then it'll self-heal. And it'll never dull your knives. I don't know about you guys, but I've had to sharpen axes, and they cut end grain. Or splitting mauls, they cut end grain. Like there's a common knowledge aspect to it, but there's no like real statistical backing to it. And I learned that from a chef who uses only edge grain boards instead of end grain. The time, effort, and money in an end grain board, it's just not worth it in most cases. Not for me, anyway. I mean, they're pretty, but I make these cheap. It isn't about the bacteria as much as it is about the utensils. Can you point me to an actual study that says end grain is better on your knives than any other grain? I haven't been able to find any. I found anecdotal evidence, because if the straws all go this way and I'm cutting in between them, it's never going to dull my knives. Anecdotal evidence is not evidence. But they do look nice. Yeah, they're not. They do look nice, but there's so much more work in creating the blocks to then end grain, and end grain sands like a fucking rock. Right? So you got more work in sanding. Running it through the planer, you can run end grain through a planer, but you've got to have a backer behind it to stop it from blowing out. So, heard this from a butcher. I've talked to chefs. I've known chefs, and they will tell me there is no difference in them using a face grain. There's one guy I know. He just literally has a board. He has a board that he chops stuff on, and so there's no real difference between using one of his fancy end grain boards and one of his edge grain or face grain boards. Says he still has to sharpen his knives. He's still sharpening them every day because he's a professional. His knives their knives are never going without being sharpened. Yeah, knives dull. It doesn't. I mean, there is no way you can tell me cutting into this is not going to dull your knife. It will. I mean, you're cutting into a solid block of stuff. It's still going to dull. But there is no professional out there that does not have, a steel or is not regularly sharpening their knives. Yes, a juice groove is wider and easier to clean. An engraving has small spots, tight corners. They're a lot harder to clean. But a juice groove, they're generally smooth. You've sanded them. They're nice, wide openings that you can clean easily. Now, I'm not here to argue about, the benefits of end grain versus edge grain or anything. Cutting board's a cutting board. I know people who don't ever sharpen their knives, just throw them away, get new ones. And I know people who use them professionally and they sharpen them more than anybody else. Also, juice grooves, while most people think they want a juice groove because, I seen a cutting board that had one. I can tell you from experience that more often than not, somebody has taken their cutting board and they're putting it down on something like a towel or a mat or whatever. So anything that's running off that board is going to run down off the board anyway. Okay. Also, most people aren't cutting, preparing, and storing everything on one board. They're moving it. They're going somewhere else. So you've got juice spilling everywhere. Yeah, I very rarely do juice groups. Yeah, I tell people, listen, if you're worried about juice, put a dish towel down. Put your board on a dish towel. Clean up after yourself. I mean, you don't want that stuff sitting on the board anyway. You want to clean it off as soon as possible. Ever built a cradle to flip your boards in the cradle to use both sides? Excuse me. I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, you mean like one of those ones that has like a stand, and then your board is part of the stand is kind of locked in, and then you can flip it over and lock it in again. No, if that's what you mean, I've never done that. All my cutting boards are one side. All of my thick boards are one sided. Yeah, that's it, Robert. If I have cut pieces of meat or vegetables, for that matter, fruits, that there is no juice screw that is ever going to mold that kind of stuff. With holes to displace water. See, that's good. So I do rubber feet. I put rubber feet on mine. Thanks, Fight or Die. Have a good one, buddy. Appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, a little. Are you talking stuff like these? This kind of like shelf liner stuff. The stuff I use when I sand, I'll put it down so it grips a little better. Also, new Ritz. How you doing, buddy? Is this what you're talking about? You send a piece of this? Exactly that. That's not a half bad idea. I mean, you've got the grip because I mean that's why I use this when I'm sanding because it helps grip the stuff. The roll. Yeah. Yeah. I got a roll from, I don't know, probably Lowe's or something. Because I'll do this so that it grips, it helps stop the piece from walking or rubbing. And then, I sand one side, get it all nice and pretty, and then I flip it over and it's rubbing against the table because it's moving. And then I have to sand it again because now I got marks on it. So I put it on the mat and it helps grip. Say it all sus like that. It's just me. I don't know. Yeah, I mean that's a brilliant idea. That's I mean, damn. Wish I had a thought about that. Also, guys, if you don't have like little strips of wood, which I don't know any woodworker who doesn't have little strips of wood, but if you don't have little strips, that works too. If it's going to be sitting out. Cheap way to add value. Nice. Oh, you only do an ounce bottle. Man, I'm sending out a 3 ounce 10. Man, you have to pick up your game, son. I'm just playing. Keeps the dogs from flying the magic carpet, right? I love it. I don't remember. I think I seen somebody sanding with it down, and I was annoyed that every time I got a nice pretty face, and then I would flip it over, my piece was rubbing, and God forbid there was a spot of wood glue or something on the table, just rubbing on that, or I get marks all over it or shiny spots. Like now I got to flip it and sand again, and it would drive me nuts. And I think I seen somebody sanding on that, and I was like, you know what? That's fucking brilliant. Yeah, the little pyramids, the I don't know what they call them, just the little plastic pyramids. Yeah, that'd be great too. That'd work. And most woodworkers have those. Hell, even something like this, just a block of wood with a nail in it, right? That's just got a little finish nail in it. That works for airflow. Yeah, that stuff is surprisingly grippy. Now, I will say that over time, like this stuff is pretty old. It's been used quite a bit, right? I mean, I got cuts in it. I got all kinds of stuff marks on it. There's some glue pieces stuck to it. Over time, it seems to kind of lose its like stick. When it was new, it wouldn't slide on the table at all. Put a piece of wood on there and sand, and it wasn't gonna like walk. Now it walks a little bit, filled with dust. It's old, probably due for replacement. But a lot of that stuff will stick really good for a while. But it still solves the problem of having those marks on your finish side. Well, I guess it's 8 o'clock, so we're done. We're done working. I'm gonna put these up on sticks, and how convenient! I've got some pieces of black walnut here. Now, I have heard people say, I don't know that it's fact, but I have heard people say that if you're going to do this, right, you're going to have pieces sitting out and you're going to stick them. You still have more airflow over this top piece. So what you should do is put another set of stickers and a board on top. I don't know that there's any truth to that, but yeah, I mean, that's fair, soldier. That's fair. I only bought 3-ounce tins, so I went, fuck it. Three minutes to trim the ends. Nah. We'll wait. Make you guys wait till Thursday. Nitpicking 101. Nah. I don't want to. I hope nobody gets the idea that I'm picking on them or anything. But I'll be honest, I don't notice any different. Oh, that was laying on its side. There we go. Oh, that one's on its side too. Son of a bitch. These are all the same size, one direction, and then the same size the other direction, but they are not the same size both directions. We pick on CNC users, yeah. Until I get a CNC, and then use dowels. Oh, that's brilliant, Woodlot. I didn't even think about that. I got a stack of dowels over there, and a bunch of cutoff pieces. That's actually not a half bad idea. Except for the dowels tend to roll. I mean, but one square piece would be all you need. Or sand a dowel flat on one side. But I guess what I'll do is I'll put a piece on the top here. I'm not sure that it really matters. Let's see. Do I have something that's over here that's wide enough? Here, we'll put this up. Doesn't cover the whole thing, but a flat-sided dowel genius. Hey. Don't sass me, all right? You make that in your CNC machine? Yeah, DJ, it really, I've never covered the top board, and I've never had an issue. But I guess I could see how, I could understand the reasoning behind it. All right, you've got this tiny gap down here, and then you've got this massive surface here. So there's only so much air can flow between here, and all of it can go across the top. I don't think that it really I don't think that it really matters. Maybe if you were using wet wood for some reason, I could I could see that. Octagonal dowels. I mean, I mean, you could. Nothing's stopping you. Now these will, I mean, unless I get froggy tomorrow, these will just sit here until Thursday. So I don't have any projects to do tomorrow. So, oh God, yeah, don't ever use wet wood for cutting boards. Septagonal dowels. The top edge of the corner. Yeah, DJ. Yeah. I didn't mean as in cutting boards. I meant if you're milling wet wood in general, or you're in a place that has like really high humidity, maybe, and you've just surfaced a bunch of boards, and I could see how that might affect this top board, but I've never had it. I'm gonna spend the next month figuring out how to cut septagonal dowels. Yeah, I could see. You know what? That might be where it comes from. It might just come from something like that because I don't ever mill lumber that's going to sit around for a very long time. Like, I mean, I've made dozens of cutting board blanks and stickered them. And what I'll do with those is if I'm just going to store it somewhere, I'll wrap something like two ratchet straps, or not ratchet straps, the pull ones around it to hold them. But I've never had one get all wonky on me. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I've never experienced it. But I would understand with like, you know, you just cut out some fresh boards and stuff. The two big box stores. Yeah, I hear that you're gonna have to bake. Oh yeah, roots. That's 100%. You got to sticker it. I mean, to be honest, none of that up there is stickered, but it's also not milled yet. Yeah, until you put a finish on it, and a finish, contrary to popular opinion, pull it. Right. So if you put something like hard wax oil on one face, but not the other, that other side is going to lose and gain moisture much quicker than the top will. If you encase the entire thing, finish all sides, excuse me, it's going to lose it all and gain it all at a controlled rate, particularly the end grain. Hey, Julie, how you doing? Come back to a bowl. Yeah. That's the other thing. The bigger the piece of wood or glue up, the more you'll have movement. It's cumulative, right? Each individual piece might only move a little bit, but when you've got 50 or 60 1-inch strips that are 10 feet long, that little bit is going to accumulate. Yeah, man, never be sealed. I mean, unless you put it in something like epoxy, then, probably. But Gain control where the weight is. Nice, TJ. I didn't even think about that. Making dinner for Justin's birthday. Oh, happy birthday to Justin. I seen that live pop up earlier. That was a one live stream notification I got today. You're leaving, Steph? Already? Thought we were going to go until 8:30. Disappointed. All right. Have a good night, Steph. Can't believe she's tapping out. It's only 8 o'clock. No stamina. Swear. Beck's already left. I'm telling you. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to people these days, but there's just something missing. Bored? Wow. Wow. Thanks. You know, you could add to the conversation too. Gonna go plank on the couch. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. With a lot different species move at different rates. I just lost the phone. See, Bex, if you were here to converse with Steph about making my brownies tomorrow, then you have not been getting ignored. I've seen every message that you said. It just didn't have anything that I needed to respond to. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yes, I do a mineral oil beeswax blend. That's what I use. It should be about done baking. Yeah. Oh, I see. You asked what we're putting on it. I don't know what I'm putting on it yet. Nobody's told me what they want on it yet. Just make a new top, right? I always find it best to experiment with like your own stuff or friends. You know, if you're given something, you're going to make it to experiment. You're going to give it away for a real world test. Then, I mean, that's usually what I do is I just give it away to somebody. If it costs a lot to make, then I generally keep it. But if I'm just making something to test, I can generally make it in a small scale or make it cost effective enough that I can give it away for a test to see how it holds up over time. Like I've got a bunch of different planter boxes and stuff like that out there floating around town that I just gave people for testing finishes or technique. Yeah, you don't experiment with clients. It's got to be something you're giving away or using on your own. Any leads on white oak yet? No, I haven't even, honestly, I haven't even looked. What I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to buy up some white oak that's already milled. Excuse me. I don't need anything that's really thick to build the chair. Except for the seat. And I'll just do up a double piece of that. Yeah. That's the thing. So I can have something in, in my house that works perfectly fine. But my house is generally one set humidity and one set temperature. Whereas next door, they might have windows open 3/4 of the year. Humidity might be 90% in there one day and 10% the next. Um, yeah, sure sounds like it's going to be fine. Some chestnut for a tabletop. Ooh, that sounds good. I do like the way chestnut looks. I'd like to get my hands on some American chestnut. I hear that there is some sunken chestnut in various lakes and rivers around here. It does pull premium, but it is virgin chestnut. Most chestnut that you buy now is secondhand or third hand chestnut. It was stuff that got, you know, somebody's remodeling a house or tearing down a house or a barn. A chestnut was once the most popular tree on the East Coast. It was, I mean, the most abundant tree. So people would make chestnut everything. It was like fucking pine. Nice wood. Get your pickle out tomorrow. Awesome coffee. Appreciate you, buddy. Also, thanks for stopping by, man. Take your time on the shipping. I can't bust anybody's balls about shipping when I suck at shipping. Survived and blew down. Oof. Scarf that fucking lumber up before it goes bad. 3 weeks to finish a piece and send it out. All right, sometimes it takes me longer to send it out. I don't work in town anymore, so I don't work right across the street from the FedEx depot, and I refuse to send anything through postal service anymore. So FedEx and UPS from now on. Week 3 of someone cabinet doors, yeah. That's all right. Shit happens. Yeah, see your buddy Sawmill? Hell yeah. So you got yourself some virgin chestnut. That's a rarity, man. That's a rarity. I'd love to get my hands on some. And it grew around here. So I'm imagining that in some of these lakes and stuff, there's bound to be a chestnut log just sitting there waiting for me. I don't know how I'd get it, but all right, Papa. Have a good one. We'll be heading out of here real soon. 8:30 is my time limit tonight. About 20 walnut trees. Nice. I've got a guy that has some English walnut. It's very different than black walnut. Um, and I really want to get my hands on some of that. Still trying to convince him to sell me some. Two 12-foot slabs. Never worked with African walnut. Sitting since 85? God damn. Wonder if he'll actually listen to it. Listen to what? Oh, the 8:30 time? Nah, I'm hopping off. As soon as I finish this, I'm calling her a night. I gotta go eat. I'm tired of being out here until midnight every night. I'm gonna go to bed at a decent time. I have not used buttonwood to my knowledge. I've built a lot of stuff with mystery wood, but like on occasion I'll buy a shipment of like random lumber from someone, or some web service or something that I'm sure is way overpriced for what I get, but it'd be different. Some people appear bright before you hear them speak. That's fair. Cool, amigos. Cottonwood. I hear a lot of good and bad things about cottonwood. I don't know. I haven't had the chance to work with it. We have some around here. I believe so. Those are the ones that give that white fluff all over the yards and stuff, right? People are like lighting yards on fire. It's just it doesn't actually burn anything but the fluffy crap, and it just travels real fast. Looks really cool. I've seen a lot of people talking about it. I've seen some that looks really cool. They don't have the guts. That's funny. I Let me see. So most of the lumber that I use is, in fact, 99% of lumber I use is um, locally grown. It's domestic lumber. What's cottonwood good for? The only thing I've ever seen anybody do with cottonwood is like giant slab tables or big slab coffee tables and stuff. I've never seen, to my knowledge, I've never seen anybody. God damn it! I got the hiccups. I've never seen anybody actually do anything fine with it. So I'm wondering if it has to be in a slab form to be useful. Travel in light. Have more degrees. Yeah. So that's probably why everybody that I see using it is, I mean, it's really pretty wood that they're using, but they're using it in slab form, big, thick pieces to overcome that strength issue. But the ones that I've seen being used are really pretty. So, I mean, I'd do a lot with some. I mean, there's ways you can make stuff stronger. If you want the look, you like the look of the cottonwood. I mean, you can laminate it, just reinforce it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he'd be cutting it down into, boards and using that to do anything impressive. But I don't know. I've been wrong once before, so maybe I'm wrong now. I did see, however, one person did I don't know if it was a video, pictures. They made a giant not a coffee table, a giant conference table. And it was just like right out of the center of a huge cottonwood tree. Um, and it was gorgeous wood. It had it looked a lot like kind of like bird's eye maple. Had like those little marks in it through most of it, and it looked just so pretty. Yeah, I don't see why. I'm sure it has a use. I mean, pines are really light wood. It's pretty strong. It's not as strong, or our pine now is not as strong as it used to be, but Christ, we build houses out of it. Built patio furniture out of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't build patio furniture out of, or yard furniture out of fucking hardwood. I build it out of pine so I don't have to worry about it. If I decide I don't want to clean it and finish it, I'm just gonna let it sit there until it no longer sits there. I'll make a new one. Cupping issue for what? For cottonwood or hardwood? And the outdoor furniture or pine. Yeah, southern yellow is what is it? It's southern yellow is the one of the hardest pines. You can actually buy it in the big box stores. You've got to look for it. Yep. That's one of my preferred pines to use in outdoor stuff is southern yellow because it's got a good strength. It doesn't look terrible. Yep. And it'll be stamped on there. It'll be on the label somewhere what wood it is. If it's white wood, it's not southern yellow. Yep. It's just softer. That's it. But I do believe that southern yellow is one of the hardest pines, construction lumbers. I mean, Christ, we use it on our decks, floor or joists and stuff. At least that's what I got pressure treated underneath my deck, and that was all southern yellow. And I know that because I specifically purchased southern yellow. Yeah, I thought it was right about poplar hardness. But hardness is not a determining factor on hardwood, softwood. It's whether it loses its leaves or doesn't. There's some ridiculously soft hardwood. In fact, isn't I can't remember the name of it. It's a really lightweight wood, really soft. It floats. Balsa wood, maybe. Yeah, basswood. It might be basswood. I'm thinking super soft, but it's hardwood. If I'm remembering correctly. because it's got to lose its leaves to be a hardwood. So I can't remember. I think balsa or bass. Can't remember. Stupid soft, but it's technically a hardwood. You wouldn't build anything out of it. You're not building the dining room table out of it. Hey, Mrs. S, how you doing? I was in your guys' live stream the other night. I watched that bowl. I watched that bowl explode a lot. Um, William got stupid lucky that it hit that table and went that way. That was the only freeze frame that I could pick up the bowl on. Was it hit the table and went that way? I mean, I'm sure pieces went towards him, but the major chunk of it went away. Stupid fucking lucky. He was right in the path of that. But these things happen. That was scary, yeah. I can't believe it happened. So most YouTube videos are recording at what, 30 frames per second? And I got like one frame where there was a blur where the board he has on the top of the lathe was kicked up a little bit, and you could see the blur of a bowl chunk going away. One frame, and I hunted for a long time. I wanted to screenshot it and paste it on your guys' page, but all I could get was this one frame, and it wasn't worth screenshotting. In fact, that was before he even reacted. It was like it happened. It happened. The board that he had on the bottom kicked up. This chunk that I had captured went this way, and he was still, or he was sanding or polishing or something. He still had his hand where that bowl used to be. Like, it didn't even. That was before the reaction. And then the next frame, his hand was pulled back, and he, like, his whole body was moving, and that board kicked way up. But man, I mean, it goes to show you that's how fast that shit happens. Now, if it would have been me, that thing would have went right through that window that was behind or beside you. You were looking at the TV, that window back here. If that was me, that thing would have went right through that window in the middle of a blizzard. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, he had to get hit with something. Just the only piece that I seen or that I could capture was going away. But I'm sure he got hit with something. Yeah, your immediate reaction, the hunker, and yell at him. That was hilarious. He's nice and purple now. Yeah, I feel like he probably got hit with the other half of that bowl. I just couldn't get the capture of it. That lathe was spinning towards him, so one half hit the chunk on the bottom and shot away. The other half would have had to come towards him. I couldn't get that piece. It happened between frames. I use 5 feet away on the table. Nice. Um, I use Serious Grit. I don't know Norton, and I don't know Bonna. These are the things that happen, though. Unfortunately, it's good that it wasn't a serious injury. There's always that potential when you're in a wood shop, any shop for that matter. I have all but stopped using Cubitron. Now I do use the mesh Cubitron. Um, Serious Grit is I use the ceramic paper, and I don't have any problems getting it. Cubitron is constantly out of stock everywhere, or the price jumps 1 week for no fucking reason. I switched over to that shit. Don't have any complaints. Yep. I used to buy it. I used to buy it by, oh, I don't know, 200 pack or some nonsense. But I remember he had another bowl blow up, but it wasn't one that I could catch, or it wasn't one I was paying attention to, I guess. But it happens. It happens. All right. There we go. It's 8:33. I'm 3 minutes late. But I finished my drink. I want to thank you guys for coming and hanging out. We got those cleaned up, ran through the planner, and we'll work on those on Thursday, unless I get bored tomorrow, which I doubt. But yeah, I recommend. I mean, this stuff is like $30 for 50 sheets. Cubitron is like $30 for 50 sheets. Fucking just get ceramic sandpaper. That's it. Don't get the don't get the what the hell do they call it? Cube whatever. Um I get this stuff on Amazon, for fuck's sake. You can get a 50-pack box with shit. Hang on, let me look. Before I call it a day. I'm not sponsored or anything. Yeah, it's these are used ones. That's what it looks like. It works best if you've got a vac hooked up to your stuff. But they've got it in a variety of applications. So I got 50 box with 80 grit to 220 grit. Costs $30. You get 10 of each sheet. 80, 120, 150, 180, 220. I don't I very rarely go past 220 on things because I don't see the point in it. Most finishes that I use are 220 recommended. So yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna call her a night. Hey, Melanie. You guys all have a great night. I will see you again Thursday around 6:30 Eastern time. And we'll get those done. We might even we'll probably get those done. We may work on sanding the flag case, but we'll do that when we sand that. We'll do it all at the same time. So we'll chat with you guys later. Have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. All right. You guys are great. Appreciate y'all.